And what is up? Okay. Hey, hi, hello, Grand Risings, beautiful badass heart warriors. Welcome back to another episode of TGIM live on the Journey to Inner Self series. This week, we are going to be talking about my story. We are reintroducing who I am. What am I doing here? Real, raw, uncensored AF. Hey, hi, hello. My name's Amy, and yeah, welcome back to another episode. I am a spiritual life, a board certified spiritual life and health coach. I am a subconscious practitioner, trauma informed mental health practitioner, helping people navigate where they are at to where they want to go. We are a wellness hub that is client focused, meaning we tap into your unique strengths and values. We are evidence-based. We combine evidence-based holistic tools with intuitive and curated information, along with practical strategies and techniques to get you the results that you long for. My name is Amy, and thank you so much for being here at Lively Intuitive Transformations. Not one thing works for everybody. And so we take the time to discover what your unique strengths and values are and finding out how to bridge the gap from where you are at to where you want to go in alignment with what works for you. Now, not everything that you try will resonate, and that is okay. Or even the things that I suggest might not resonate with you, and that's okay. I'm not the expert here, you are. And that is my goal. My commitment to you is to help uncover your own authority. And so if something doesn't resonate, that's okay, because it might inspire you to create something of your own or, trigger a memory of what has worked for you in the past. So thank you so much for being here, whether you're watching live or the replay. Oh my God, I don't think. Grand Risings, beautiful badass heart warriors. Welcome back for another episode on the Journey to Inner Self series, TGIM Live. Thank God it's Monday. Why Mondays? Mondays are actually a really great chance to restore, renew, refresh, reaffirm your goals, your heart's desires, the things that you are working towards. Don't mind my cats. My name is Amy, Ravenous Red, owner and practitioner of Lively Intuitive Transformations. We are a wellness hub for those seeking much needed habit change, for those seeking clarity, relief, long, sustainable habit change in any area of their health, wellness, and well-being. I know what it's like to be stuck and not know where to start. And so I am passionate about seeing people who are in similar or same situations as I was get the results that they long for. We are client focused, meaning we tap in and tune into your unique strengths and values and part and combine them with evidence-based holistic tools along with intuitive and curated information and practical strategies and techniques to get you those results. And so if you or anybody you know could benefit from something like this, then schedule a discovery call. It is complimentary. And in that discovery call, we uncover what your vision is for that you have for yourself. What area of your health and wellness or well-being would you like to work on, or what area are you currently struggling with? What is slowing you down, stopping you, or preventing you from getting the results that you long for? And then we find out what your right next steps are, whether that's through one of our transformational programs or services, whatever it may be. Um, whether it's with working whether it's working on yourself through lively intuitive transformations or something else out there, we find out what your right next steps are to get you started so you're not staying stuck in overwhelm. It is my passion to see you thrive in this life, not just survive. Now, you might be wondering how this lively, fierce, yet gentle Leo ended up here talking to you about all things life, death, health, wellness, and spirituality. Well, this is me, my story, the raw, real, uncensored AF. Some of you may know parts of my journey already, others may not. But here we go. From astrology to tarot to messages from departed loved ones to feeling the spirit world to getting the chances to redeem and repair my own life, my own mental wellness through holistic healing, even the political BS that we're facing. We aren't afraid to shine our light here with no filter, especially on the dark shit. No filter means I'm not here to tiptoe around anybody to make sure I don't offend anybody. I'm not going to be politically correct all the time or have all the right fucking words all the time. It's impossible to please everyone. So just be unapologetically you. That's what I'm going to be here doing, showing up, being as is my authentic self, my true self, unapologetically Amy, but also not being a dick. It's not my intention to be a dick. While also I will take full ownership. At times I may be dickish when we are acknowledging certain things that make us uncomfortable. Caveat, side note, underscore, bold this. This is a writer downer. Discomfort is a sure sign of growth. So if you are here, if you listen to my messages and you feel triggered or uncomfortable or uneasy at different times, trust that that is okay. That is a sure sign that you are on the right path. So a few years ago, my psychologist told me something that nearly shattered me. This was back in 2018, 2019, that I'd probably never return to work, that I wouldn't be a part of a competitive wage salary. And at one point, it was something that I thought was going to break me completely. Yet, what it did was gave me an astronomical amount of motivation. That I've been through an unbelievable amount of traumatic experiences, and that my psychologist, he was amazed that I was still fighting. And yes, I've experienced them, but it gave me purpose. My shit has become other people's survival guide. Now, I'm not about to word vomit and go through like word for word, but here are some top highlights. My grandma died at the age of 3. And that's when I started communicating with the spirit world and other spirits. I could feel the other spirit. I can feel and sense the other spirits. I can hear them. I can translate their messages. I can share their messages. Particularly one a couple weeks ago, I was sitting there talking to some family, and he was sharing about, going through his shit, going through the tough times, et cetera, et cetera. And I could sense this woman coming through. I could feel her and I could see her, and she's like trying to tap me on my shoulder, gently nudging me, just patiently waiting because he was talking. And then I was like, there's this woman here, there's this lady here. And I said, because I'm human too. I was like, at first I thought she was your grandma, but she said, no, she's not your grandma. She's got curly hair and she's like a mother to you, but she's family. And he started crying and he's like, oh my God, that's my auntie. And so I went ahead and shared these messages, shared this message with him, or shared her messages with him. And one in particular, it was near the end, I said, she's telling me to tell you that when you're feeling at your darkest, your loneliest, and you feel that hand in that moment, and you feel somebody there, that's for somebody else. One of you listening, like this is for you too. But she was saying to him, when you feel that hand on your shoulder, I want you to know that it's me. I'm there for you. And he like almost lost it because he was completely fucking mind blown because literally like 2 or 3 nights before, he was laying in bed and he felt a hand on his shoulder and he rolled over thinking it was his fiancée. Meanwhile, she was sleeping with her back towards him, and he was like, oh my God, what the fuck was that?" Because he felt that hand on his shoulder, and then a couple days later, I shared this message with him. So, confirmation, it's real. The spirit world isn't some faraway land that we cannot ever communicate or experience in the physical. It's part of the reason why sometimes I have such a hard time accepting, like, when or not, I don't have a hard time accepting when somebody dies, but, like, my perspective on death is so vastly different than others because I know death is such a it's just a transition, yet I'm still human and experience the physical human the very realness of grief, such as losing my best friend, Minnie, and so, yeah, I'm still figuring that one out. But, it's not yeah, it's not some hard ending. It's a transition. I was I experienced a lot of bullying in school. It turned into self-harm and substance abuse. It started in my early teen years. I moved out as a teenager. My mom got cancer. I found out it was genetic at the ripe age of 17 years old. We'll talk about that later. Eating disorders, I struggled with disordered eating. I was pregnant at 18. I got I had my first baby, my first and only, my love, Miami, at 19. I was married and separated by 20. I moved back in with my parents and had to start over. I lived in my car when I was a teenager. I went off work. Diagnoses like through the roof. I had agoraphobia, which means the fear to leave your house, like not even wanting to go to the grocery store. Now I actually love that. I love doing expos with thousands and thousands of people, meeting all of you in person and going to just different training events or retreats or getting together with our Red River Métis government on the different things that they have going on, being active in that. It's so incredible to see the amount of shit that stemmed from trauma responses, resulting in an array of medical diagnoses that actually um, I was really, really sick on. Um, to the point where like I was heavily addicted to drugs. I relapsed hard. I was at risk for homelessness. I almost lost custody of my kid. No shame, because I fought back from that. I called for help. I was like, I'm in a really shitty place and I need to get clean and take my motherfucking power back. And so that's what I did in 2017. And now it has been a journey AF for the last few years where growth has not been linear. However, I've discovered that, life is full of purpose and full of destiny, and lessons and just so much goodness and blessings along the way, that one of the best parts about that incredible breakdown and almost losing everything, even like wanting to take my own life, like those setbacks made for motherfucking powerful comebacks. Being in the shadows of death and at the risk of losing my kid, it was a pivotal fucking moment of my life, of me choosing myself like never before. It gave me an unwavering commitment to myself to make a way out of no way, to quite literally, yeah, make a way out of no way. Health and wellness have been the core of my journey since even before I started getting sober. I would sit there and draw in my sketchbook, and I was sketching like numbers and signs and symbols and astrology stuff and quotes and just all these like almost subliminal messages from my spiritual self, my super conscious self. And so I was birthing something way bigger than myself long before I knew. And at the darkest point in my life, right before I chose to get clean, that which is greater, God's great spirit, source, creator, Getsemanu, whatever you want to call it, that which is greater came through to me in my moment of darkness. It was literally pitch black. The power had gone out. My phone had died. And I was fucked out of my tree. And I was like scared to move. I took a few steps. No, sorry. A message came through to me and said, yes, it's dark. Yes, it's scary. And if you don't take these first few steps, then who's going to? And so I felt that message. It like resonated throughout my whole body. So I took those first few steps. I stumbled. I fell. And I was crying. And in that moment, when I actually physically stumbled and fell to the ground, the light came on. And in that moment, I heard the rest of the message. We have to trust, no matter how dark, no matter how scary, no matter how lonely it may get, we have to trust that the light will appear. We have to trust that the darkness will pass and that the light will appear. No matter how many times we stumble, no matter how many times we fall, we got to get back the fuck up. And so in that moment, I got back up, and like that that experience completely changed me. I woke up ready to fight. I woke up ready to make different choices for myself on so many different ways. Now, it wasn't always easy breezy. Like I said, growth has not been linear, but it was the beginning. It kickstarted my journey. And so again, health and wellness has been at the core of my journey for numerous reasons. And this can go back to like my inner child, etc., watching my parents live the way that they live, experiencing life, being Métis, all of that stuff, longevity, digestive health, mental well-being, spiritual and emotional health are all threads that are intrinsically woven into the fabric of my existence. When we talk about or when the Bible talks about how we are miraculously and wondrously made, it is quite true. Each of us are. You are a miracle. You are wondrously made, and that your life is full of purpose and destiny. And it's about remembering that for you, your authentic truth, just as much as this is a part of mine. So, shifting a little bit, fast forwarding, I was married, divorced, separated on my own with this young kid, being Métis, um, growing up and a part of a world where Indigenous communities often face unique challenges. I had to navigate complexities of being a minority with intergenerational wounds. As an Indigenous woman, I carry the weight of my parents, my lineage, our history, the stigma around who we are and what we are. I carry the resilience and the wisdom of my lineage, my history, my culture, my parents, who and what we are. My journey in coming home to myself and my culture, my womanhood was about was being reminded of the high risk that we have as Indigenous peoples with preventable diseases or lifestyle illnesses. And so this journey has been transformative and rooted back to my identity and my commitment to not just myself or my lineage, like Emmy and our future, her future kids, to break free from preventable illnesses, from the disproportionality, disproportionate experiences that Indigenous communities face. We get to break free from that. We get to set a new kind of standard for living. We get to revolutionize it while we're weaving in the wisdom and the lessons and the resilience that they have, so that it leaves a ripple effect, again, not just on our lineage, but to the collective, to other Indigenous families and communities, Métis, First Nations, Inuit, all of that out there. And so through reclaiming this, through reclaiming my power, through teaching Emmy to reclaim her power, we are paving a way for a much more vibrant future. Now, a catalyst what for my journey for health and wellness was my mom having cancer and the profound impact that it has on our family. So my mom's stage 3 battle with breast cancer in 2011 was a wake-up call. The aggressive surgery gave her a near-death experience where we almost lost her because of the surgery, and the subsequent invasive surgeries afterwards. And my grandmother, my great-grandmothers, other family members have had battles with cancers, including my aunts, and so it really underscored the importance of taking an initiative in prevention care. So it urged me, actually her surgeon, her oncologist surgeon said to me that because of your risk, you're gonna want to go for a preventative surgery procedure by the age of 30. And so cancer was just one layer of the adverse experiences in my life that left me in a chronic state of dysregulation. And like hearing that from a surgeon at such a young age, like 17, it's interesting that I turned around and had my kid at 18 because he told me you want to have your kids young. So compilation of all this is why I went and took that preventative surgery last year, yeah, not in 2024, at the end of 2023 for a double breast augmentation so that I can really continue putting the pieces of my story back together. And it felt like it may have been overwhelming, and I wanted to give up at times, believing that what I was experiencing was all there was, with a diet dominated in highly processed foods, a reliance on prescription medications, a victim mentality, my brain telling me that it wasn't okay, that again, this was all it was, nothing was ever going to work for me. It was a narrative that really needed rewiring. And understanding that life could be experienced differently was a motherfucking revelation for me. And again, the Bible talks about this too, revelations. And we look at this, what we're going through on a collective level right now, is that people are having these revelations that life can be experienced differently, that the way that we have been fed and conditioned all these years is not necessarily what is the true meaning of living life. And so I embrace the idea that there's more to living than what I was told or what I was shown. And so many of you here that are listening to this message are on this journey too. So allowing ourselves to really sit in that discomfort, sit in the pain, sit in the break down the fucking fires of the Phoenix journey and allowing it to be a catalyst for your healing, for your growth, for you living life on your terms so that you can take initiative in your health and wellness and trusting that it's not all about like rejecting processed foods or medications or challenging the status quo or um I don't know, insert XYZ. It's about challenging the victim mentality that we have in like the story, the untruths that we're telling ourselves, that we have no control over our health and wellness, that we have no control over our health and well-being, yeah, that we have, um, that there's no point in doing this work, that, you know, nothing was ever going to work with you. Acknowledging those untruths for what they are, the lies, the untruths, and allow it to then shift into taking action to be rewired. And two-eyed seeing, we talked about this last week on like in my posts and stuff. Two-eyed seeing, allowing two-eyed seeing to become your guide, a holistic approach that recognizes the benefits of both ancient and modern medicine. It's about being able to understand your authority is your true power. And so that comes from a fusion of wisdom passed down through ancient generations, as well as evidence-based research of modern day sciences, and that we can recognize it and see it for what it is. So using that as a guide. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And that this is not just my story. It's an invitation for you to embark on your healing journey in a way that you have never but in a way that you might never have before, in a way that I guarantee you probably have never have before. Or it's about you coming home to yourself if you have been on this journey before, about reawakening that, to witness the benefits of preventative care, to reclaim your power, to become your own best authority in the matters of all your health and wellness, and that the benefits extend far beyond cancer prevention for me. Taking initiative in my health and wellness increases my focus and decreases stress, anxiety, or anxious feelings, fostering self-discovery, fostering resilience that is that's about fostering resilience in everyday life, being able to handle the uncontrollable or the fuckery that life throws at us, to be able to have that radical acceptance of what I can and can't control, and that it leads to deeper intimacy with loved ones, connections with loved ones, a more pleasurable life, and hello, a reduced risk of diseases and illnesses, which are directly connected to longevity and sustainable habits and life, where we are actually choosing to live as opposed to tuning out or avoiding or numbing things out. We actually get to live this life in full color, in full spectrum. So back to me. Excuse me. Now being the healthiest I've ever fucking been. I wish I would have known all of this before. Actually, I found something. I was cleaning my basement yesterday, and I found something that was from high school, and I couldn't believe it. That these when I say this is so intrinsically woven into the fabric of my existence, like I have a poem here, and it talks about a race to be noticed. Every day it's a race to be noticed. Ooh, crazy where social media is nowadays. I'll just read the first couple lines. A race to be noticed. Every day it's a race to be noticed. And by who? People around you? Life doesn't have to be a race. If it is, what's the prize? Death? Do people actually live day to day trying to win? Trying their whole life to be winners? Thinking success is the only key? If success is the key to winning, Sorry, if death is the key to winning, some have lost, failed the race. Every day, a race to be noticed. So yeah, this is from my, I had to do a portfolio for school. Then something else that I hand wrote in here was my family tree. Interesting, talking about lineage and stuff, both on my mom's side and my dad's. But this handwritten piece, and it says, I believe that everything happens for a reason. You think things are going rough, or you don't know why things are going the way they are. Wait, give it time. Everything will be okay, because everything happens for a reason. So a reminder for some of you who are going through really, really rough times and that, may wish that they would have known things sooner or that they're struggling with their challenges and struggling to accept them for what they are and kind of drowning in the weight in it all is that everything happens for a reason. And so trust and have patience that that which is greater will fight for you. The universe will move mountains for you if what's meant for you, or for what's meant for you to come forward. And that we don't always get what we want. We get everything that we need. And so trust, have some patience, just wait through this, whatever it is for you. This too shall pass. And I just love the saying, like the Lord will fight for you. You need not do anything. Creator will fight for you. The universe will fight for you and move motherfucking mountains. And trust that the universe has your back. So drop some fire if if anything resonates with you that have been, speaking of, sharing about. But yeah, going through alcohol, drugs, gossiping, self-deprecating myself, endless hours of instant gratification and, tuning out and numbing out, rushing and rushing to the next thing, the fear of missing out, not slowing down, feeling my feelings. It was all I knew. And if mental and physical and emotional wellness and spirituality was presented to me in a way of helping and uplifting as opposed to something being innately wrong with me, then I believed I believe I would have cared more about what was healthy to me as a kid. And so being able to reframe this for Emmy has been a life changer. I'm a firm believer that it would have been the same for you and so many others. So now I'm a passionate, driven, empowered spiritual woman and mom, and it's my sole purpose to help heal the planet, starting with ourselves and how we approach and do health. Health is the root word of health is heal. And that's part of my job here is to help you heal. I believe in parental revolution in order to help heal our collective, meaning parents need to break the motherfucking cycles. We need to do things differently than how our parents have been doing it and how their parents have been doing it. Because the product of repeating the same cycles is what we are experiencing right now. And so my why underneath the why is we all deserve redemption. We all deserve experiencing this revelation and acknowledging that in our current systems, in our current routines, in the matrixy world, this doesn't always make it possible. And so that's why I come with a bold, blunt, honest ability to speak truth and help trailblaze the path for others to do the same. And I'm not afraid to acknowledge my wrongdoings or all the things that are no longer serving me. I just shared with you a bunch of shit that I went through. I am not one to judge a person. I am, though, one to have unwavering belief in your ability, and in your potential to live a life that is fucking incredible for you. That is going to have you excited about waking up every day and looking forward to experiencing every day. I've learned to make grief my friend as opposed to run or avoid it or numb it out. And I am here to remind you that you are fucking worth it no matter what. You can make a way out of no way. You can learn to make grief your friend and grieve those old past versions of yourself and let them go. To remind you that you can make a way out of no way, no matter what, no matter when, even if it starts with $5. Like investing $5, 5 minutes in yourself. I like to work with those who have been on this healing journey, that have been trying and doing this and that and not getting the results that they long, or that they long for, because there's key tools that we have in our bag of tricks here at Lively Intuitive Transformations that can help you ditch those old paradigms much more effective and effectively than traditional therapies or other modalities do. And so, yes, after experiencing my own rock bottom, traversing the shadows of the valley of death, this wildly untamed Leo decided to take that first step and is now here helping encourage you to take that first step, to trust even in the darkest of times that the light will appear, that this light is here. And so 10 top highlights of being the healthiest I've ever been is being a present parent, enjoying all the pleasures of life, having an attitude of gratitude, healing my gut so that food tastes better and I have way less brain fog, a freedom of choice where I'm not making choices out of obligation for somebody else, it's for myself, unwavering resistance even in the face of hardships, trusting in something greater than myself. Going back to school and being able to homeschool my kid, whoop, whoop, starting my own motherfucking business. And number 10, being able to hold a safe, non-judgmental space for you or others going through the shits of life. Bonus, being able to travel and show my daughter all the things too. This is my mission to revolutionize how we do life at Lively Intuitive Transformations. There's no such thing as failure, only experience. You fail when you stop trying. So allow flexibility and willingness to try something new over rigidity, over dogmatic beliefs, over believing that it's not possible for you. Experience is not a failure. Experience is feedback, is wisdom, is messages. So let's finish off with a quick card reading here, and we will close. Taking a big deep breath out, let it all out. Lion's breath. Taking a big deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Do this 2 more times, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Focusing on what message you need to hear in this moment. Whoop, whoop. Letting your breath return to its natural rhythm. And if anybody watched last week's TGIM live, this card came out again, the mystery. People are scared to ask the tough questions because they're scared of what they're going to find out. I ask you, though, what is the risk of not diving into your own mystery of what you're here to do and be and experience? Get comfortable asking the tough, uncomfortable questions, because discomfort is a sure sign that you are here to grow. Let's see. The mystery, I just want to read what the guidebook says. This is awakening to your divine self, wisdom and love from your fearless sisters. The mystery is the great unknown presence that reminds us we are at once larger and smaller than we can comprehend. The mystery calls us into our deepest lives. We catch whispers of it in inspiration, synchronicities, and everyday miracles. Drawing this card confirms the mystery is with you and calling you to your deeper life. Notice the whispers, act on what you hear. The mystery is waiting for you. This image in cold wax and oil paint radiates the divine feminine. She is strong and still, wise and far-seeing. The mystery is her companion and guide. She can follow it in full faith that her best possibility lies in its depths. So give yourself permission to dive deep. Give yourself permission to try something that you've never tried before. Imagine releasing the weight and the heavy burdens of the past, finding relief from the fear of your mystery. Imagine finding relief from the anxious feels, the sadness, the relentless anger or resentment or irritability and overall stress and weight on your shoulders. This is the journey I want for you. So if this sounds or resonates with you, schedule a complimentary discovery chat. You can DM me or visit our website, www.litmindbodyspirit.ca. Visit the link below, contact us, schedule that discovery chat, answer the questionnaire so that we can make the most of our time together. And let's discover what is your vision that you have for yourself and what are your right next steps. Breathe, relax. This session is designed to deliver powerful breakthroughs, and there's no way to get this wrong or mess it up. So if you found resonance in today's episode, I invite you to I invite you to subscribe to Journey to Inner Self on Spotify. Connect with us on Instagram or TikTok at reds.litcoaching. Or on YouTube, Lively Intuitive Transformations. Follow my personal Instagram page at amyd.co. Whoop, whoop. Remember, your health and your wellness journey is a testament to your strength and resilience. You've been through some motherfucking shit, and your health, it's not about not being on the journey, it's just about which direction you're facing in. You have the power to be the one who takes initiative. So until next time, embrace your journey and continue to nurture your inner self. I can't wait to go have my Rebel Fuel. I didn't bring it to my desk for me to sip on it while I'm talking, so I'm ready for some water for some Rebel Fuel and to get homeschool started. Whoop whoop. Let's thank that which is greater for the earth we walk on, the air we breathe, the fire to fuel our souls, and the water to cleanse us, mind, bodies, and spirits. Chimagwech, blessings on your week ahead. Thank you again so much for being here live or the replay. Let me know what your insights and takeaways are. And we will see you guys throughout the week and see you next week live. Peace.